What's up, everybody? This is another wildfire segment, and I have some special guests that's going to join shortly. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy DJ Greenguy. I'm here in the building once again on this wildfire segment, everybody.
Yes, y'all.
A salute to 50 years of hip hop. 50 years of hip hop.
It ain't nothing like hip hop music.
With DJ.
I like what I like.
Hip hop. Commemorating the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Unmistakably so.
It's DJ.
Everybody have grew up on hip hop.
Could beat up, converted into hip hop.
The 50th anniversary of hip hop. Represent
Represent for hip hop.
DJ King Assassin.
50 years of hip hop.
Hip hop turns 50. We will be here forever. And we're celebrating.
Let me pop off.
S.O.A.z in the house.
Forever.
Bounce to the
Honoring 50 years of hip hop.
I'm too turned up.
Yeah, we on, baby. Let's bring in KV, the $1 Million Mouthpeice. KV, the $1 Million Mouthpeice, is in the building with DJ Greenguy. What's up, $1 Million Mouthpeice?
What's up?
Hey, there he is. The $1 Million Mouthpeice is in the building right now. You know what I'm saying? We here, man. Got the wildfire segment going. And what's new in cannabis news? What's new with the $1 Million Mouthpeice, man? How's everything going out there in the city of roses where everything is green?
The color of money.
What's happening with you, man? You got any shout outs for our listeners on 98.5 KMIX Los Angeles, the FM radio station that always promotes the OG Rome birthday party. By the way, shout out to OG Rome. His birthday is tomorrow. Well, actually, his birthday already passed, but his party is tomorrow. And you know I'm going to be representing for the P team. I'll be there. But what's good with you, $1 Million Man? What's happening with you, man?
Man, I'm all right. Just enjoying life, man. Just kicking back, enjoying it, man. Got a few events going on this weekend. I'm being kind of tied up. Memorial out here in Portland with my nephew. Love is Stronger, and celebrating, my brother-in-law's life and all victims of gun violence here in Portland, Oregon at MLK King School here tomorrow, man.
Oh, man. Yes, we can't forget about all the victims of violence, senseless crimes. If we can do away with that, let's do our best to do better moving forward, 2024 and beyond. They're not going to change these laws to keep it safer for us. So let's change our minds and be more senseful, you know what I'm saying? And move about with more sense. It don't make no sense to be doing all that violent madness. You know what I'm saying? It's better to come home to your family. You know what I mean? Everybody got a mother, a brother, a sister, and possibly some kids to come home to. Remember that when you out there. You know what I mean? You don't have to prove you're the biggest, baddest person out there. Maybe think about getting home safe to your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? For real. That's what it's all about. So,
Exactly.
Million, what's going on in cannabis culture, man? Tell our listeners what's happening there. I know you got some news as you usually do when you come to the radio. What's happening with cannabis out there?
Trying to get this negative stigma off. Not only that, man, the government is really, really slagging and dragging, man, about trying to take this off tier 1 and make it tier 3. I don't know. I just think it's a lot of politics involved because of money. Okay. It was just reported that the state of Illinois just recorded like one of their biggest cannabis sales since their inception a few years ago at like 3 billion, so when these states start seeing large revenue sales and their state taxes that are paid out to the feds, and the feds are happy, the government is happy, that's when they'll start being able to receive extra perks. You know what I mean? As far as being able to do different things in the business. So I just think it's a lot of different red tape that they got to go through. And, you know, to be honest, man, you got to understand the legal marijuana business, man, is a cash-based business.
And it's cash based because the banks don't want to deal with them yet. But that's why a lot of dispensaries, you can't do nothing but go to the ATM. You can't use a card. You got to pull out cash, right? So, when do you think we're going to get away from that and, get back to, being able to use your card to buy some trees? You know what I'm saying? You want to burn some wildfires and you don't have no cash on you. When do you think the bank's gonna stop being bitches about this shit and put the cannabis in the stock market, man? Wouldn't it be nice to see the stock on cannabis as high as we are?
There are some, you got to research that. There are some companies that are on the stock market. The cannabis companies are on the stock market. A lot of politicians are investing in a lot of cannabis companies, and they're coming in first with the investments because they have the inside trader information. I think that's wrong, but that's a whole nother issue, in my opinion. But as far as being able to use your debit or credit card, I know there are a couple of chains here in the state of Oregon that actually exercise um, a credit card system. Um, there's a company out here in Oregon. There's a chain of stores called Green Planet. I could go in there and use my credit card. They have a system that takes the money directly out of your savings or checkings account. Now, how they maneuvered around certain gray areas of laws is beyond me. So it's been proposed nationally, but I think their trial runs are coming with certain chains in certain pioneering cannabis states, such as Oregon, Washington, Colorado, California. But it also depends on their politics when it comes to regulating and governing the actual industry. So, it's all state regulated, and every state handles its business differently.
Yeah. And I guess a big part of the problem is you got a lot of older people that think negatively because they were brainwashed about cannabis being a drug that's bad for people and things like that. But cannabis has a lot of like healing powers. It'll help someone who maybe is going through chemotherapy and doesn't have the appetite to eat. It's going to give them the appetite to eat after they went through chemotherapy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of advantages. Like you were talking about your knee injury, right? People who have knee injuries, even Bruce Lee, he was doing some form of hemp, eating it or something like that to recover from working out. You know what I'm saying? So people got to get away from this whole marijuana is bad. And I think, it might be word association. People used to call it marijuana all the time back when it was illegal. Now, as it's becoming more legal, more people are calling it cannabis. So I think maybe we could get away from more so using the word marijuana because all the people are thinking negatively when they hear that word and get down to the positive, good vibes that people have when they hear the word cannabis to help people erase that negative stigma. That's a good word you use out of their brains when they're talking about cannabis, and remember all the positive things that come with cannabis. You know what I'm saying? Where did cannabis get made from? Was it made in a factory Was it synthetically made, or did it grow out of the ground from the earth? Everything
From
that grows out of the ground from the earth is from who? Mother Nature.
the
Did
how
Mother
can it
Nature
not be
make a
good?
mistake when she gave us this wonderful plant? You know what I'm saying? And it's like this here, the healing power that it has makes it so vital. It's a wonderful thing for our whole human race to enjoy. And it could turn around the economy, all those $1 trillion of debt. If they'll stop messing around and blocking the banks from allowing it to come in, think of how much more money they could make. You know what I'm saying? It's like this here. The guy who was at the casino only had access to so much money to spend at the casino, right? It blocked his card from drafting more money out because his bank will only allow him to pull out so much money. You know what I'm saying? Now, he would have spent more money at the casino if he could have pulled more money out. Same thing could be said for these dispensaries. If people could use their card instead of just pulling money out with cash, and a lot of them have a surcharge on those ATM machines, now you paying this surcharge and that surcharge, paying all these surcharges to pull out money real quick so you can go to this girl's house and have sex with her and bring some weed when you go fuck to make it a real fun night. Now, instead of having all these surcharges and you in a hurry, you could just use your card and pay for the trees just like that. Everybody wins. Now this guy, he's paying more, buying more weed, right? Because he's not paying a surcharge. So all those dollars are going to circulate. It makes too much sense to legalize it through the banks, if you ask me. But the real question is this. Why do all these states got to be different? When are they going to just make it legal across the board?
It's, that's a lot of work for government. That's extra work for government officials. Okay. And if you really kind of like research each state's regulation, you'll find that each state's legal state's marijuana program is ran by that state's liquor commission. Okay. It's the same tax guidelines. It's almost the same guidelines for taxation when it comes to liquor. So uh, the liquor commissions already have a template for taxation. So it only makes sense for them to put marijuana in that template because they don't have to come up with a new one. You understand? I would have done the same thing if I'd have been like working with them because it makes sense. You already have a system set up for taxation through alcohol.
So they also have a system to tax nicotine, right? But the one thing they don't really, it's kind of tricky, is the whole seed thing. You know what I mean? People are selling seeds, and that's where things get tricky, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so because you have to understand the rules and regulations and laws when it comes to shipping. Okay. You can't legally, okay, as of right now, it's illegal to ship marijuana in the mail. Okay. But it has never been illegal to ship seeds, any type of produce seeds. Okay. It's never been illegal. Never been illegal. Okay. So that's why you see a lot of genetic companies when you go to their website and or sometimes go to their store and or depending on what state or city that you're in, they'll advertise that. We sell these seeds, a genetic company, genetic companies that sell to botanists, growers, such as like Richie Hendricks, a lot of different grow companies that, grow to supply these dispensaries. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I mean, you could buy all right, it's just like climate. Okay. Let's say like you in California, right? And let's just say you want to go down south and get some uh collard green seeds so you can plant so your wife can plant in her garden up here in California. Well, that's not illegal to do. You understand? Because it's not in plant form. See what I'm saying? And that's always been like that.
So what you smoking on tonight? What's the flavor of the evening, man? What you smoking on?
Well, for some reason, I can't get my screen up. Okay. How do I do that?
Hey, it looked like you just might have a. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
There's your $1 million.
All right.
I see you got some game news for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shout out to the whole
man.
game news family.
Yeah, man. So this right here is my extract. Okay.
Okay.
It is actually, you see how clear it is? See
Yeah.
how clear that extract is?
Yeah.
Clear, huh?
Okay.
That is, understand me, this is like the purest form of THC that you'll be able to get. Now, in these particular vape pens, you heard over the past few years, some of the dangers of vape pens and, cautious, but this distillate right here is Oregon has some of the best, cleanest distillates products in the industry. You could look it up. See how clear that is? Okay. That was a whole gram. So I had this for like 3 or 4 days. So this is equivalent to, let's say, an eighth. To
You know
me.
what I like about that pen as opposed to others, like I've had a Stizzy pen, is that you can see how much is left in there. A lot of the pens that they got out in the market, you just be hitting them until you can't hit them no more, and you don't know. You can't see in
Okay.
there whether or not you got anything left. So you just be pulling like pulling your ass off, not knowing if there's anything left. And then a little small little spit of smoke come out little. And you're like, damn, I was pulling that shit hard. I guess it's done. But there you got a little measuring stick to go, oh, okay, I got this much.
Well, this is an indica, okay? This is
Okay.
called ice cream cake. This is
Ice cream cake. Okay.
And this is you can't intake a lot. Here, I'm just gonna show you, man. I don't know why you be doing this, bro, but look.
This is the wildfire segment, y'all. Only on Wildfire.
Look,
S.O.A.z Radio can you see this shit.
So look.
Hold that smoke in, though. Hold it in.
You can't. Look.
Hey, look, if you don't cough, you don't get off.
Look, man. I'm like sweating. Ooh.
Is there a flavor to that one? They got some blueberry ones out there?
Okay. No, that's good. That's a great question, too, because this is 100% distillate. Okay. No additives or preservatives, no flavors. Just, damn, y'all see me sweating? That's what the indica do. Okay. Now, that 1.5 puff that I just hit, that's equivalent to smoking half a blunt. Okay. With this being at what, 92, 93 point something percent. Now you gotta remember, man, I'm in the state of Oregon. Okay. In 2020, the end of 2022, okay, the laws changed as far as THC counts. Okay. Which basically meant that they could grow more. You could grow more potent stuff. Okay. The general public, the patients and recreational users in the industry here, this happened early, late 2022. We didn't start seeing the effects until mid 2023, late 2023, with a lot of different unknown strains that have coming out here. And the ones that I've reviewed, such as my last one I've done, which is like, what is that? That was Wedding Cake. Okay. I haven't seen that strain advertised in any other state other than Oregon. Okay. It's got wedding pie and no, it's got wedding cake in it. And where did they call it? Wedding cake. Yeah, man. It's damn. That's how good it is. Okay. I'm telling you, okay. So I got the review up. I talked to people about it, but I haven't. It's one of the best flower strains that I've indulged in 23. And there's a couple other ones, and it kind of crept into 24 because it came out at the middle of like the end of 2023. I explained it to you all in the review on my YouTube page, but it's I haven't seen it advertised in California. Another one is Dirty Bunts, which is Runts and I think Gary Payton. That man, it's a lot of stuff out here, bro.
Gary Payton, the Supersonics, right? Gary Payton from the Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah,
that Gary Payton. So he got a strain.
Yeah, Gary got a strain. He's had a strain for a while, but a lot of different cultivators here in the state of Oregon that I know of, since it's really a good tasting strain. It's bomb. They take that particular strain and they'll cross it with another one, okay, to create a whole new strain, okay, with a different flavor. It'll taste like if you're familiar with both strains, okay, you'll end up tasting and feeling both of them if you're familiar with those strains. Like when I say I smoke wedding cake, I know that is wedding pie and wedding cake crossed together. Okay. And you could actually taste and feel the same. And this cultivator, man, made it at a high THC count. It's like 38, 39.1%. I got it. It's on my page. I got it up. And I show y'all what it actually do, man. This is no joke, bro. Euphoric. And I would use it. I use it after and during physical therapy for my shoulder. As a matter of fact, my shit is pretty much back. This helps a lot too because it relaxes my muscles, my tendons, and takes a lot of pressure off of my joints. See, when people understand the medical purposes of what the plant does and starts to research history, you'll find that pre 1936, 37, doctors were, using hemp, THC oil, indicas for pain relief. and treatment. And then the laws changed, okay, around 1937, I believe. So you can look all this stuff up, man. I ain't gonna get too much into it and elaborate more, but once you start understanding the medical field and understanding anesthesia and what those anesthesias actually are, okay, then you'll see the actual drug war. Okay, the drug war is not with the American people, man. It's not the American public, and it never really has been. Okay, the drug war has been which drugs actually help and supply and make the medical program, the hospital program, profitable. Okay, you got to get numbed up to get dental, to get incisions. Okay, what plant does that come from? The coca leaf. Okay, so there are so many different derivatives off of that cane. You got lidocaine, of course, cocaine, all those other canes, and they numb you. Okay, so and they do other things also. And if you really look at a lot of the anesthesias in the medical field, man, they come from a lot of different other drugs. A lot of them comes from opium. In the beginning, man, early in this country, man, opium helped propel medicine, the medical industry. Okay, for real, man, for real. So once you start understanding which drugs propel the medical industry, you'll understand why certain laws on certain drugs were prohibited and put on, because marijuana actually will heal you. Hemp
Healing
can
power.
actually heal you. We got to understand, man. Earlier in this country's development, man, it was mandatory until about what 1800s or what 1900 or something for um farmers to grow hemp, because it's natural resource. They make rope out of hemp, jeans, pants. It's all kind of things that you can make out of hemp. And if you understand the difference between hemp and marijuana, then you'll understand what's really going on.
That's really why I wanted to bring Mr. Loco on, because he's got a hemp business, Good Vibes. And, he was telling me the difference between THCA and THCH and all these
THCH,
other things.
Delta 9,
Delta 9, yeah, all those
and
things.
trichomes and
Yeah, and the different
man.
laws that are different in different states where you're allowed to use those deltas and THCs, and he even has flour from those different types of THC joints. And he was telling me he had a hemp blunt and he had a cannabis, regular from the dispensary blunt, and he was telling me the difference between the two, and how his Good Vibes company has exclusive shit that only his company had. And so, I don't want to do him injustice and say shit that ain't straight from the horse's mouth, his knowledgeable thing. So I need to bring him on so he can talk about his good vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And shout out to him, man, for actually doing that, because I believe the general public honestly has been deceived about marijuana as being, I think, truly a gateway drug to others. I'm not saying other generations people from other generations probably didn't have those experiences, but and I'm talking about, in the 40s and the 50s and things of that particular
Even the
nature.
60s, sure.
Yeah, you got to understand, even if you listen to some of the old school jazz greats, Miles Davis, and some of their interviews when they're talking about, cannabis, jazz back in the day was sort of like hip hop They looked at jazz musicians smoked a lot of reefer, marijuana,
Yeah.
similar to hip hop artists, okay, and marijuana. Okay, it actually enhances creativity. Okay, if you are a creative artist, no matter what art you're in, whether it may be music, whether it may be drawing, painting, any art, it will always um, induce your creative thoughts in that part of your creative mind. So
Real quick, we almost out of time, so I'm gonna let you get this in, man. You got any music things happening that you want to talk to the listeners about? We got like 2 minutes left. Or any shout outs? Because it's about to kick me off here.
man, I want to shout out DJ Greenguy, my Neff 6, Sporty. What's up, LJ? I love you, man. King Assassin, stay with it, man. 985 S.O.A.z. For less. Richie, what's cracking with you? Thrax. Man, the whole Northeast Portland, man, the whole West Coast, LA, understand me, the Bay, Oakland, Valley Joe, understand me, Richmond, Pittsburgh, San Jose, Sacramento, San Diego, LA, Watts, Long Beach, Suicide, what is it, man?
Shout out to OG Suicide, yeah. Hey, One West. Hey, before we get out of here, big up to OG Rome. His birthday party's tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for joining me again. We're gonna make this a monthly thing so we can get our guests to come once a month, second Friday of the month. We're gonna have a wildfire here with $1 Million Mouthpeice, myself. We'll get this thing on all the platforms. We got the last one on. And I salute you, man, for joining me, man. We'll see you next month.
Man, I salute you for having me, P. Keep it P, man.
For sure. 1,000.
1,000.